And that way, all the screws, that way if you undo them all a little bit, it's not going to warp the head of this thing. Yeah, they just get hot. Oh, look at it compared to the new one.
Let me get that in the frame here.
Yeah.
There we go.
It didn't work. Now you're going into aluminum with these, so you don't want to tighten them, over tighten them, because you'll pull the threads right out of the aluminum really easily. These screws are super tiny, so you just got to be super careful with them. You want to make sure that reed valve is right down in its proper setting. There's kind of a relief for it right there. Just the same, these screws go into aluminum, and you can pull aluminum threads really easy by over tightening. Then all of a sudden you're dealing with a $700 pump instead of a $70 pump rebuild. Okay, so that takes care of the lower end. Go around, loosen everything first so you don't warp anything. Now let's go ahead and take one screw out at a time. Here's the upper reed. Let's set that aside for now. We're just going to take out this gasket. Since you're breathing out of this, you want to keep as clean as possible. Which it's already pretty nice and clean. Back down nice and even. And now you're going to be dealing with these small screws again. So make sure you're over something. We'll loosen the other screw, take it out. Got a lot of wear and tear on that reed valve right there. It's not flat anymore. That's why it wasn't pumping air for us. Like I said before, we're screwing into aluminum, so you don't want to over tighten it because you'll pull the threads right out and then you got a whole new piece to go buy. And us being so far out in the middle of nowhere like this, it's a long day to go back all the way into town. Just like I did before, tighten everything down a little bit. Make sure everything's lined up properly. Now let's tighten it down. Alright. The reason we're doing this down in the water like this, that way we did not have to undo our air hoses and everything else. So it's going to take, we're a little bit slower putting it back together. But it saves us time in the long run because we're not having to redo our hoses or anything like that. We'll line it up. We're just going to press it on there for a minute. Drop one screw in. Get a couple of turns on it. Don't tighten it down. We're going to do the same thing all the way around. And now we all got them finger tight. Let's just go around and tighten them down a little bit so it sucks the whole thing down nice and even. Then we'll go around again and tighten it down for the final lockdown. Let's pick up the old parts, that way we're not littering in the river. It pumps out a good prime on it now. Throw on the choke, turn it up a little bit, turn the switch on.
Want me to pull it? You got it?
Oh, yeah. Let's see how long it takes to pump up the jigs. That's coming out there with a lot of force, a lot more